Hi, I'm Martian of StrataGames, and today we're playing some more Esper Affinity. I've been on a quest to try to make this deck a little bit more viable again, and it has been feeling a little bit better with the new edition of Ultra Monitor, unfortunately a very expensive card, and Surveillance Cam, fortunately a very cheap card. So we're still trying those out. The lists that I've tried that I've had the most success with has just been the list that jam as many creatures as possible. So we're still on 4 Glithawks, Skyfishers, Refurbs, Mirror Enforcers, and Monitors, so we can just flood the board as quickly as possible with a bunch of creatures. And then we have some really cheap artifacts to try to make it so it's easier to get those affinity creatures out early. Surveillance Cam, as mentioned, has been really good at removing blockers and just drawing us some cards. One of Blood Fountain, a couple Grim Baubles as removal, and still playing a couple Navigator's Compass to fix our mana and just be cheap early artifacts. We have a bunch of card draw with Cryogen Relic, which we can pick up with Skyfisher and Glithawk, and of course 4 Thought Casts. We're also playing 2 Cast Down, 2 Thraben Charm for some removal, and then our mana base is just 20 artifact lands. Sideboard has been another thing we've been tinkering with a little bit, for playing 4 Blue Elemental Blast to deal with those red matchups, and to try to deal with the artifact hate that we're going to see. 2 Envelop, 2 Turn Aside, 2 Divest, which can hit Troublemaker Roof and Masked Vandals. This is the main package we're trying to figure out to make sure that we just don't lose to 1 Dust to Dust or Masked Vandal or whatever. So then we have 3 Fairy Macaques and 2 Shrivels as well. And yeah, that's the list we're trying, so let's take it for League, see how we do. Thanks to Card Market for sponsoring this video. I've written a comprehensive guide on how to play White Weenie in Pauper, including my ideal stock list, over 30 sideboard matchups, and a sideboard cheat sheet, which gives you a very easy snapshot view and what to sideboard for every single matchup. I also have guides for Black Sack and Esper Affinity. Each guide is only $15, and if you buy one, you will get all future updates that I ever make to that guide for free. I also offer coaching, so if you're interested in upping your Pauper game for any of the decks that I'm very proficient in, or if you're interested in having me play your deck in a future video, you can do a deck donation, which is the only way you'll ever see me playing Cycle Storm or Flickertron. Perfectly balanced as all things should be. Exactly. Make Esper great again. Exactly. It looks a little closer to the Grixis list, IMO. Bet it does well. Yeah, exactly. Like, we're definitely getting closer to Grixis. Obviously, Grixis does well, so there's nothing wrong with that. But we still get our Cryogen Relic capacity. I can't speak. Cryogen Relic package, which makes the deck really powerful. So yeah, I don't know. I just think that one of the things I liked about Esper over Grixis in the first place was that we get a lot more creatures to just attack with, like a lot more threats. We have 16 threats instead of just 4 Refurbs, 4 Mirror Enforcers, and then maybe some Black Mage's Rods or Geary Seeker Serpents or something like that. I was worried going up to 20 would be too many creatures, but has felt pretty decent so far. Shrivel over Arms of Hadar, I assume, is for Rally. It is for Rally. It's also for Elves. Of course, Elves has a lot of 2 toughness creatures, but we don't have that much removal in our deck. So 1 Shrivel. So it's not like a deck where we can, a Gardens or something where we can cast down the first couple scary creatures and then Drown in Sorrow or Arms of Hadar them. We kind of need our Shrivel to be early enough to stop them entirely, or at least for a while. So when we played Arms of Hadar, which is what I played originally, if we were on the draw, we just almost always lost by turn 4 by the time we were able to cast Arms of Hadar because they were just too fast. We didn't have a lot of interaction. Not to mention, if they are playing Masked Vandals, which they certainly will be, then getting to 4 mana can be really challenging. So for all those reasons, Shrivel has been a lot better. You could, of course, play Drown in Sorrow, but we're a creature deck. We don't really want to lose our Glithawks and Refurbs. Double black can be tough. And 3 mana is just more than 2 mana, so Shrivel has been the one that I've liked the most here. Elves is an awful matchup for this deck. I agree. That is one of the things holding the deck back, is Elves, which is why I'm trying to make it a little better. I guess you could have a lot of tap lands, so it could even be turn 5. That, too, was something that I was going to mention, is that, yeah, it absolutely can just be even later than that if we don't have our mana set up perfectly. I guess we're going to keep this one. It's not great. No blue mana, but it's okay. Valdaran Epicure. So we're probably against Madness. Swing for 1, and they just get a Flame Breather. Can't kill that yet, but I can Refurb while they're tapped out so they can't Madness anything. They could discard a Dart or a Snacker or whatever, but what are you going to do about that? It's a Mountain, so that's good. They bolt the Refurb. I mean, it's nice that it absorbed 3 damage, but if I could have just kept that, worst case this turn, I could play a Mirror Enforcer for 3. Now I can't even do that. So I would love like a Seed to the Synod, or a creature I could play, a white, or excuse me, a blue spell that I can't cast is not what I was hoping for. We'll hold up Thraben Charm for if they go for a snacker, I guess. I mean, they mulliganed at least once, based on how many cards they have. Yeah, just once. They're low on cards, but we're low on anything relevant here. Grab the Prize with a Fiery Temper is 7 damage, so that's probably just going to kill us. Navigator's Compass would be good. It's an artifact, it taps for blue, and it gives us life. I mean, not a great draw here. I could have mulliganed more. It felt like a playable hand on 6, but certainly not great. They discard a mountain to a blood token, Lava Dart us, so that puts us to 1, and then they attack and we'll die. Well, that was an unfortunate start. We get Blue Blasts, Envelops, maybe Turn Asides, Grimbauble, Blood Fountain, not very good. And, I mean, Refurb's not amazing. Don't know if I want to take all of those out. I think we just cut some of our high end here. In fact, maybe we just cut the Enforcers entirely. The Flyers are good for snackers, and they're all just cheaper in case we stumble a little bit like we just did there. And I think the interaction is all probably just better. Alright, this hand is okay. We have good mana, Blue Blast, decent cards, although Skyfisher will get better once we have something to pick up with it. Start with our blue-black lands. Pass the turn. Get another blue Elemental Blast. Not bad. They're not going to do anything. Oh, till our upkeep. Try to exile a bridge. Trying to decide if white or black is more important. We're going to counter that. And I could play a Monitor, but I probably just want to hold up a Blue Blast again. I can always flash in Cam at the end step if they don't cast anything, which will just put it on the field for later and Affinity count, which is all decent. They plot a Robbery. So yeah, let's just cast Cam. And finally caught a stream, but oh no, you aren't playing Flickertron? No, definitely not playing Flickertron. I know I do so often, but not this time. Alright. Utrum Monitor. I guess I could Glint Hawk back the Cam just to have kind of a fast start. We can tap or untap a thing. And then I have Blue Blast up still. Really hoping for some Cycle Storm, but alas. I mean, deck donations are always open, you know? If you want to make me play Cycle Storm or Flickertron, I mean, not make me, let me play it at your whim, then, you know, that's something you could do. Gutter Snipe. Probably want to counter that. I could just Thraben Charm it, but we already know there's a Highway Robbery. To be honest, this could be a lot of damage. So, $20 to watch you try to brew Squirrel Tribal. That's a steal. You know, that would be a very interesting take on the deck donations, is if you just tell me to brew something crazy like that. I mean, I'll do my very best. 100% I will. One day. It'll happen, I'm sure. Alright, let's attack for 5. I think we Thought Cast. Great. I'll just Cryogen, Sewer Valence the Snacker so it can't block. Or attack. I'll just do it at the combat phase. Which I guess means I'm showing them I'm not holding up a Blue Blast. But I think I'd rather just not take the potential 2 damage. Like, they might be holding this back, but I don't know. Faithless Looting. They've already used the Robbery, so maybe they have a Gutter Sniper or a Lava Dart, but otherwise 2 Lava Darts in the grave. Well, that's a little annoying. And a Mountain. So that's 6 damage. Well, let's hit them for 5. Great, now Squirrel Tribal stuff is in my Scryfall search history. Brutal. Alright, I'm going to play the Skyfisher, pick up a Relic, hope to draw another Blue Blast or something. A Skyfisher. And we're going to Thraben Charm their Gutter Snipe in their upkeep. I think, yeah, they're just going to bolt us, so we'll just do it now. I mean, that takes us down to 13. If they want to double Flashback Lava Dart, if they have a Fire Blast and they do all of that, I could go to 1, and then they have 1 Mountain left, which is pretty decent for them, to be honest. They're going to Lava Dart just once. Okay, we're down to 10. I mean, not as dead as I could be. Flashback Looting. Fiery Temper. They also discard a Lightning Bolt. No, Cast into the Fire. Which, yeah, I guess they don't really need at the moment. They're just trying to go for damage. I feel like if I don't get some more life gain or counter spells, I'm going to die. Like, gonna fall a little short. That's how I'm feeling right now. You can Madness your Fiery Temper whenever you feel like it. They're actually going to go for the Skyfisher. I guess that only is 1 damage less if they attack with Stacker, but it's better for them. Another Skyfisher. Play Cryogen. So I could sack Cryogen to keep this tapped if I really care about that. But I can just have blockers instead. Yeah, I might as well just draw a card here. Well, Thoughtcast gives us 2 draws and the mana to still hold up like a Blue Blast or something if we can find it. Or I could just play another Skyfisher. Skyfisher is more blockers. I don't think that's relevant. It's more attackers. I don't think that's relevant either. I guess they could kill this and then I couldn't kill them next turn. I think I should just Thoughtcast. We got an Envelop and a Refurb. I gotta hold up Envelop probably though, right? They have a Lava Dart and Grave, so we're at 7 already, which means Envelop wouldn't save us against a Fire Blast Lightning Bolt, whereas Refurb could make them discard a card that is like a Lightning Bolt or a Fire Blast. I feel like I gotta hold up the Envelop. If I play Refurb and then they like grab the prize, I'm gonna feel like an idiot. But if I just die to a bunch of instants, I'm gonna feel like an idiot anyway. Whatever, we're gonna hold up Envelop. Every time I see Skyfisher, I miss Arkham's Astrolabe. I know it was a problem, but nostalgia. I understand. You can still do that with, you know, Prophetic Prism. It's amazing, right? 2 mana for that effect. It's so sad, I know. Well, here's the grab the prize, so that feels good. Although, Fiery Temper, Lava Dart, I mean, if they have a Fire Blast, we're dead. But if they don't, then I counter the grab the prize, and that's pretty good. Hey, look at that. We won the game. That was cool. Fairy Macabre is decent against them, and I was bringing it in like our last version, but I don't know if we have room for it. Plus, we already have so many other cards that we brought in. I think we'll leave it for now. We have 3 counterspells. This hand looks great, except that we don't have blue mana, which means we have to mulligan it. And this hand has 1 counterspell, but 6 lands. There's no way we can keep that. Perfect. I guess we get rid of these. We'll keep the 1 lander with a Compass, but if we just get, like, Cast into the Fire on our land, we're just gonna lose. I could bridge, which is much better if we don't get Cast into the Fire. Yeah, I mean, I think we do. You choose your fate. Yeah, bit unfortunate of a start here. Suplex. Compass, hope for no second land removal spell. They plot a Highway Robbery. Alright, I definitely thought they had another one, based on how long they took. I mean, all we have to do is hold up a Blue Blast / a Cam. I'm going to let the Robbery resolve, I think. I don't think I can afford to use a Blue Blast on that, but I probably have to use it on this guy, just so we don't die. Because I wanted to develop the Surveillance Cam so I can get out like a Refurb and then into a Thoughtcast, but I don't think I can let a Pinger survive. Well, they got a second one, so be it. Turn aside. Alright, we're going to take 1. I could have cammed to tap it, but on the off chance they do have or do draw another way to exile a land, I'd very much like to keep the turn aside up. Okay, they have a Gutter Snipe. Robbery. Sack a Mountain. Another Robbery. We'll flash this out. Tap their thing. I guess we'll play a Refurb. That's all we got. See, on 2 lands, our hand wouldn't be great here, but if we had 2 lands, I think it would be okay. So, once again, just losing to Artifact Hate. Unfortunately, didn't have an untapped blue source to hold up turn 1. Another Robbery, sack a Mountain, Lava Dart 3 Refurb. Alright, we're dead. Alright, we'll keep this one. Be a little better if we were on the draw and the bauble, you know, they played a 1-drop or whatever, but that's okay. I mean, I could play bauble for no value, and then I get to Refurb and Monitor on turn 2. So we get to Monitor a turn early, but we lose out on the removal. This is what I'm not sure about, because we're trying to be a little bit more aggressive with so many creatures. I think I'm going to not do it, but part of me wants to. Ornithopter. Well, pretty happy we kept the bauble, I will say. Springleaf Drum. This is going to be the mono-white aggro deck. Well, I guess Darval makes this worse, but whatever. Yeah, they got a Darval on turn 1. I could bauble, but then I can't Refurb or Monitor. So we might as well just... Well, I guess I could Refurb. It blocks this, but this is for mana. Whereas I could bauble, and the next turn I could still Refurb Monitor. Actually, I think that makes more sense. Let's just bauble this away. Also, if they have a Leonardo or something, it gets rid of that. Never heard of that card. To me, it looks fine. Why was it busted? Not only in Pauper. Yeah, Arkham's Astrolabe. Cards like that look a little underwhelming, but it's a single mana is the big thing. Single mana, it's snow, but that's pretty irrelevant at just about any deck you can play it in. You can play it in just about any deck. And they are going to swap this for less damage. I don't think that makes much sense. I guess they can pick up the Inspector again here. Sure. Astrolabe is 1 mana, which means you can play it for basically no cost, like very cheap cost. 1 mana is not 0, but it's much closer than 2 is. Like 2 is a real card a lot of times. 1 mana is like so cheap that it's not that big of a deal to play. It draws you a card, so it doesn't lose you card advantage. It fixes your mana, so you can suddenly play it in like a 3 or 4 color deck or whatever, or like Tron decks like it in Pauper, because then it filters their mana. And then it also adds to Affinity count, which in Pauper is pretty relevant, and in other formats is relevant too. I'll be completely honest, I wasn't playing Pauper when Astrolabe was around, so I'm saying this from just like what I know about it, but other people could probably speak to exactly play patterns and things like that were more busted. But it's very good for sure. All they have left is Inspector. They discard Song of Blood, which they're playing in this deck, which is crazy. Mill 4, whenever a creature attacks this turn, it gets +1/+0 until end of turn for each creature card milled this way. I've seen that card before. I've never seen it played before. That's crazy. They're going to swing with both. I can't cast either of them down, which is funny. I probably block Darval because Leonardo just gets worse as I do this. Yeah. Boros Metalcraft, kind of wild. Yeah, exactly. This is usually a mono white deck, but the red splash is pretty interesting. They're going to crack a clue here. Play planes. Thank you. So the 1 mana over Prophetic Prism, and the like really puts it far over the edge then. Yes, exactly. I agree it looks pretty underwhelming as like, oh, it's just a Prophetic Prism for a little cheaper, but it's... Especially in Pauper. Pauper is... I said this for a while. Pauper is a 2-drop format. Like, I mean, look at... My entire hand is 2 drops here. They're playing a bit of an unconventional deck, so less so, but... Pauper's a 2-drop format, so another 2-drop is really hard to be able to fit into your deck, whereas a 1-drop is often pretty easy. They're going to pay 5 mana for Assault Road Pack Beast? Yeah. Nice. This is why I killed the Novice Inspector on my turn, was for Springleaf Drum and for creature count and stuff like that. Although I would like it to be able to have it to kill this, but that's fine. We'll play a Monitor. That can block Leo or Pack Beast. Swing for 2. We have no white mana, which is making this really awkward, but otherwise it's fine, I guess. It gave Boros a repeatable pay 1, draw 1. It took all the downside of Core Skyfisher, Glinthawk, and Galvanic Blast and turn it into card advantage. Yeah, that too. That's good points, is that you can play it with Skyfisher, Glinthawk, and it's just a super cheap way to draw cards. You know, we have some really good cards to bounce with Skyfishers and stuff now, but nothing that's 1 mana to just draw 1 card, I don't think. Except for Refurb, I guess, kind of. Do I want to trade here? It's 4 damage. Makes Leo worse. Yeah, I think so. And it gave mana fixing. Yep, exactly. Affinity count. Yeah, all that stuff. It's crazy. Search Party Captain. We get a Grim Bauble. We keep getting something that I just barely want to play enough that I'm going to play it. That means I don't want to sacrifice a Grim Bauble to Surveil. Because, like, if I can take away their 2/2, that also takes away a power from their Leonardo, takes away their Springleaf Drum guy. It's pretty good. And yeah, Ardent Recruit. Astrolabe ban was pre all the glitters, right? Yes, that is very true. I don't remember exactly when the Astrolabe ban was, but it was before I started, and all the glitters was a few months after I started, so I know that much. We get a Razortide Bridge, finally. If I attack for 2, I'm taking 5-ish. I don't really want to block with this, just chump block that is, so we'll just attack for 2 and pass. Another Ardent Recruit. We'll take 6 here. I mean, I feel like they've had a pretty bad, like, draw and stuff, like pretty medium at least, but ours has been subpar. Hopefully it's about to get a little better with our white mana and whatever I can find off of this. Cast down, killing an Ardent Recruit's not bad. I could play a Mirror Enforcer for 1. So yeah, we'll keep both of these. Play Mirror Enforcer, swing Skyfisher, back the Refurb, since Grim Bauble can't kill anything anyway. Take whatever card they've been sandbagging, probably just a plains. Another Songs of Blood. Okay, fair enough. Astrolabe went down. Then we had Peregrine Drake Summer. Then I think the next band was All That Glitters. Sounds vaguely right to me. I can 3-Haven Charm 2. I can 3-Haven Charm and cast down these guys. So I can kill 2 of them. But I probably just attack here with the Flyers. We'll do this in their upkeep, I guess, in case they have something. But before they can get like a Salt Road Pack Beast for cheaper. Pick off Leonardo, cast down a Recruit. They play a Plains, search Party Captain, draws a card, and we win. Alright. That one went well. Divest, I mean, their whole... I don't know if hand attack's very good because they will probably tap out other creatures pretty quickly. They're probably going to have Dust to Dust, although they run such a low land count. But that, in general, that one didn't seem to run that low. Shrivel doesn't seem great because most of their stuff's X2. Maybe Divest is good enough then. I think we'll bring in Turn Aside preemptively against Dust to Dust, although I guess Envelop would be worthwhile too. I'm not even sure I was playing Dust to Dust in my version of that deck when I played it a couple weeks ago. No, I was not. Revoke Existence, which is still worthwhile, worth countering. Alright, we'll try to bring in... I think Divest doesn't make any sense, and this is a lot of slots, so let's just do these. Cam is good. All this stuff's pretty good. I mean, legitimately, I think we don't need the card advantage quite as much. They're also clearly not the mono-white, the meta mono-white version. Yes, they might not have Dust Dust. You're totally right. I think Turn Aside and Envelop's still probably worthwhile because Turn Aside could hit a Cast of the Fire or Revoke if they have that. Envelop could hit Revoke. I don't know. It's tough. Maybe we don't bring in this many. Maybe just the Turn Asides so that we don't overboard for something that's not coming. I haven't purchased a physical MTG product in 25 years, and I don't track releases. But the Star Trek set in November is tempting me. I gotcha. I'm, as evidenced by our conversation earlier, my cat is named after a Star Trek character. I'm a big Star Trek fan. Unfortunately, I'm not much of a Universes Beyond fan. I'm a bit of a hater. And so it doesn't really get me excited, even for something like that. Yeah, personally, but obviously if other people like it, there's nothing wrong with that. Interceptor, I mean, I don't think they're going to do anything I need to turn aside now, so let's just Surveillance Cam, Raven Inspector. Howdy, I hate having to worry about my artifact lands getting exiled/destroyed. Yeah, me too. That is the main thing about this deck that makes it bad, is having to worry about that. If Leonardo, we get a bridge. I think I need to play a Monitor here to be able to stop some of this damage, even though that means that I have to tap out and also not play a bridge. But at best, I mean, at worst, they have to, like, use the Rejoinder to tap this down. They crack a Clue. This would have been the time to Rejoinder. They could have tapped this and gotten in for 6. Now they can maybe get in for 4, but I can just trade. I think I will. Interesting. Oh, Goldmire's not bad, actually. We get to Thoughtcast plus hold up Turn Aside. Okay. I can see Star Trek overdoing it on the legendaries. Hopefully they learned from Turtles and Spider-Man. Yeah, maybe. I would hope so, but I'm not confident they will. Well, not just that they won't learn, but also the cards for the set could have already been set before, you know, when Turtles and Spider-Man came out. I guess it was about a year between Turtles, but they do have Dust to Dust. And look, we have the Turn Aside. It's amazing. We're not dead. Yeah, so the cards for Star Trek could have already been set by the time they realized that that was a mistake, so I don't know for sure. They have 2 cards in hand, so we probably just Refurb and Surveillance Cam. Play White Land here. Planned, yep. All according to the plan. Unless they have another one, then it won't be. Rejoinder. Tap it down. See, they could have tapped a way better creature earlier. And I can untap this if I want to trade with one of these. Do I want to do that? Probably. Keep their creature count low. I could just tap one of their guys, but I think it's probably better to just trade. I mean, I guess this is our best thing to pick up with like a Skyfisher, but I could also pick up a Cam. It's not a big deal. Yeah, we'll untap this. I want to keep their creatures dead. Although then the Raven Charm doesn't work. But we're going to draw 2 cards this turn with the Cam. Yeah, I don't know. I think we should block. That's a great draw. Blocks everything for free, and I still get to play my bridge and crack Cam. Very nice. They crack a Clue, play an Ancient Den, and an Inspector. Crack their Clue, play a Phyrexian Walker. I don't even care if they want to attack with one of these, because they'll just throw it away. We'll crack Surveillance Cam in the end step. Tap one of these down. Draw 2. Alright, now we got some stuff happening. Refurb, draw a card, and Glint Hawk it back. Draw another card. Surveillance Cam the 3rd. Swing, and we'll pass. They have another Dust to Dust, it looks like. Alright, that's pretty good. But luckily, it's not, like, crippling our land base. It's just getting rid of a couple guys that, you know, will slow us down, but not too much. I don't even care to use the Cam. Might as well use it as a combat trick still. Play a Monitor, swing for 4, and pass. Ardent Recruit. Crack another Cam. Tap a Flyer, I guess. Play a Compass. Swing for 7. Glint Hawk back the Refurb. Refurb to draw a card. Play a Cryogen. Play Goldmire Bridge. And we'll just pass. Looks like Chatterstorm got hit early 2025. I don't think that's right, because 2025 was just last year, and that's when we got the ban for, what was it? Broodscale, Kuldotha, and Deadly Dispute. And then before that, 2024 was all the glitters. So Chatterstorm would have had to be 23 or earlier, I believe. We got that match, which is nice. Chatterstorm was banned in 2021. That's crazy. Along with Sojourner's Companion. So 2024 plus or minus 3 years. Sure. Exactly. Yeah, the Compass makes this decent because it's a affinity for Thoughtcast and also just black mana. Against Tron. Goldmire Bridge. Well, we'll just play with Bridge then. You'll know if bans are based only on leagues and challenges or IRL tournaments as well. Definitely both. But it's not necessarily like, you know, a small tournament at your LGS is not going to affect bans. But absolutely a big tournament like a Pauper or something like that, that could definitely influence a ban. I mean, it's based on what the Pauper format panel believes to be the best way to go with it, but that would be based on all of the data they have at hand, which would include that. So big tournaments and stuff. Ancient Stirrings. So could be Monster Tron. That's the most popular Tron variant at the moment. Find an Expedition map with that Ancient Stirrings. So it looks like they don't have Tron yet. Cycle a Generosant for a Forest. Yep, so they'll have Tron next turn, but only be able to use like 5 mana. Only have 5 mana. I would love a cheap artifact. So I could play a Mere Enforcer, but for 3. If I got a cheap artifact, like a 1-drop artifact, I could play... I guess I could only play... Unless it was a Blood Fountain, I could still only play 1. But, alright, we're going to Thoughtcast, because I'd rather try to find something else rather than just Mere Enforcers. Glinthawk picking up Compass is not really where I want to be. So I will not be doing that. I wonder how much data they can squeeze out of one Paupergeddon compared to a year's worth of MTGO data. I'm not saying that one Paupergeddon is going to influence their data, their opinion more than, a year of MTGO data. Although I will say, if you're saying a year of MTGO data, there are 3 Paupergeddons in a year. So that's, that's a lot. But Paupergeddon is just the one tournament that comes to mind. There's also, there's going to be Pauper Genesis this year. There's going to be the Common Ground Cup. Like, there's a lot of, bigger tournaments that happen that I'm sure that they take into account. There is, every 4 months there's a Paupergeddon. See, Grim Bauble is probably not going to do anything anyway in this match. So I could just play that, then I get to play 3 Enforcers, although I could already play all the Enforcers. So I probably don't need to use the Grim Bauble in case it is relevant. Yeah. Would have loved to get these Enforcers out a little faster, because now they're going to start playing their giant guys, but oh well. There's the Colossus. Into a Pinnacle kill ship, which I realized that they were probably going to play this, and if I had just not played my Enforcers, maybe I could have... And then this stations this immediately. Unreasonable. Grim Bauble might be good in that Boros Spirit Mascot deck that people are brewing with. Seen Breathless Knight in there, and the Skyfishers. Yeah, it would have to be Mardu with Breathless and stuff, but it could be okay. I don't know. I haven't really seen any of those lists. I could attack, and if they block, I get to Bauble, Glinthawk, Bauble, kill the Skyfisher, so I'm trading an Enforcer and a Glinthawk for this. That seems really bad. I'm so far behind an advantage, I have to find like a Cryogen Relic or something for this Glinthawk, I think. Which might be a reason to just play the Grim Bauble. But I think I'm going to cast down this turn, so we might as well just pass. In Buns We Bust, subscribed for 4 months. Hey, how's it going? I appreciate that. Look at that sweet teal Hedron you got going on there. Feel like you need a good reason to include a 3rd color. I gave up on Mardu Spirit Tordex deck because of that. Yeah, generally you need a very good reason to play every additional color in Pauper, because each one hurts quite a bit. Another Colossus into an Ancient Stirring is not the worst they could find, although I'm sure it's going to find something else pretty scary. Unfathomable Truths, sure. Unfathomable. It's without Fathom. They don't attack with a Colossus, okay. That's cool. I would have liked to trade an Enforcer for that, but I guess they didn't want to. Thoughtcast is good. Oh gosh, we're getting all the Skyfishers and stuff, but we don't have anything to actually bounce with them. I think we are going to Grim Bauble here. I guess I could kill this spawn. Ooh. I'm going to Grim Bauble just so I can surveil with it. For sure, red and black both have good removal. Yep, that's true. Spirit Mascot seems kind of mad to me. Just a big guy. Spirit Mascot, I thought it was going to be kind of a cool, interesting way to build like a Boros Spirits deck, kind of like the Dimir Spirits deck. But with the Tireless Tribe combo in there, it's actually proven to be pretty decent. It is kind of just a big guy, but that deck is also playing Tireless Tribe combo, which is, so you have this quick combo you can do, or you can just have a guy that grows over and over and do that more mid-rangey plan. They're already at 8 cards in hand, but they're going to cast Unfathomable Truths, trying to find a land drop, it looks like. They do find a tower, that's pretty good. And 6 mana for a Generosent. I've been playing it with 4 main deck Relic of Progenitus and Sneaky Snackers with the discard draw 2 spells. Nice. Yeah, Relic yourself is kind of cool for that. Speaking of, here's a Relic. We're just going to Grim Bauble. There's a Refurb. They have so many cards in hand. And a Surveillance Cam, which is decent. I can actually, I guess I keep Cam, because I can tap both of their guys and draw 2. I keep Cam first and then Refurb. Yeah, so I don't even get rid of any of those. Just one more Glint to kill a Golem with the -2/-2. Exactly, that's what I was going for. Alright, let's just pass here. Main deck Relic feels great against all the graveyard decks in the meta, but sucks when you have to blow up your own graveyard. Yeah, I've played 4 main deck Relics in the Golgari Ravens deck that I've played a little bit, which is like a Gardens variant with Raven of Fell Omens. And it always felt pretty sweet when you play that against any graveyard deck, but can be pretty awkward sometimes. Alright, this is kind of cool. Surveillance just fogged. Drew us 2 cards. Him alone, mad, but with Tribe and Snacker, you get tons of offensive plays. Yeah, exactly. Raven's Crime. Tribe seems like the best repeatable pump for the mascot. Yeah, when I was trying to make Dimir Spirits into Boros, I was looking for a free discard outlet like Vampire Hounds, and I saw Tireless Tribe, and I was like, this is the only one that we have, but I didn't want to build that deck, so I didn't. And somebody else did, and it's pretty decent. It seems. Crop Rotation. It's kind of great in Monstertron because it lets them sculpt their Haunted Fengraph. Yeah, it's kind of funny, actually. Never thought about that. They have another Brambleworm. Ugh. Oh, they're down to 4 cards, which... Do I have enough mana? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, I can take their entire hand. But then I have to deal with what's on board. And a Glinthawk. Alright, well, here we go. This smells pretty over. I mean, we're in a rough spot, but I think us taking 4 cards in their hand is going to help a little bit. I don't feel like there's any reason to give up already. 2 of the guys have Trample, but we can also trade... somewhat decently for them. And the others don't have Trample, so we can chump block if we need to. Like, yeah, we just took a Boulder Branch, another Brambleworm, a Generosent, a Crop Rotation. Well, that was kind of an incredible draw from them, I will say. So, this is 12. So I block here. Yeah, I mean, we're dead, but you just need to find your Kark Toxin combo. Exactly. We'll just get him that way. Alright, Divest is decent. That's like the only thing I'm seeing, I guess. Are they going to have Artifact Hate? Ancient Grudge, maybe? Or to Glamour? Well, Bauble was bad, so let's get rid of those. I could preemptively bring in the Turnicides, but it doesn't feel great. Blue Blast for the Breath Weapons. Yeah, that might be something. Like a couple of them. Because they'll probably have some more Breath Weapons. Blood Fountain feels rough if they play a bunch of Relics. I mean, it's not great. Turn 2 Refurb. If I don't get a land into just like a Monitor or a Thoughtcast, I guess. It's good enough, I suppose. They have an Expedition map. I could divest, but they've already played a map, so I don't really know what I'm going for. That's going to matter this early. They discard a Forest. Plus, obviously, we want to get Affinity Countdown. Give me a land. Alright. So I guess now we can divest and monitor. They do have a Breath Weapon, 2 Colossus, Brambleworm, Prism. Prismworm's their only way to get colored mana currently, so I could do that. And they can't do these. I mean, theoretically, taking Prism makes it so they can't play anything because they need an 8th land, or an 8th mana for these. Colossus is just the most value, though. I think I'm going to take the Prism. It could delay by a fair amount the Breath Weapon and the Brambleworm. That's the big thing. They find hers as mine. Nothing to play is nice. Land lets me play Enforcer and double Thoughtcast. Might as well Thoughtcast first. Might as well Thoughtcast again first. Okay, well, that was a lot more lands than I wish I had drawn, but I guess we have an okay start here. As long as they can't play anything else, but I mean, oh, we got there. Okay, I figured if they just drew a land, you know, they start playing Colossi and we die from there, but all right, taking the Prism helped. a lot. Let's try to do that again. I feel like the game was not over yet, but yeah, I mean, I had 9 damage on them, so they'd go to like 4, but their deck gains a ton of life. So if they had drawn, and I did have a cast down, but they could have played Brambleworm. I guess that they would have still died, but they could have Colossused into maybe a kill ship or something, or a Brambleworm, some way to gain life. Like, they had one more draw to hit an untapped land, and, well, their whole deck is untapped lands, pretty much. So, yeah, if they had found a land, they would have been okay. I don't love this hand, but any artifact, it's okay here. We have mana, Thoughtcast, I don't know. Maybe I should mulligan to a faster hand like we had before, but this one just kind of seems perfectly serviceable. But if we just draw a ton more lands, it's going to be tough. Where's our Raven's Crime? Am I right? Not more land? Yeah, unfortunately. Enforcer's decent. Did someone say Raven's Crime? Someone did, in fact. It's time for crime. They got an Ancient Stirrings, Haunted Fengraph. Okay, so Tron is a couple turns off. That's good. Cam is fine. Part of me wants to play Cam just because it adds to our affinity count, so I could Cam and then Thoughtcast. And if I get like a refurb or something, I could still play that. If I need, I could Glinthawk back the Cam, although I'm not sure that's what I want. I think we do just play this, though, and then Thoughtcast. And we got the refurb. Nice. And another land. Not great. We're going to crack the Candy Trail. Next turn, I can play 1-mana Enforcer, Glinthawk the refurb, replay it. Expedition Map. Alright, crack it right away. Find their second Tron land. Power Plant. Candy Trail. Alright, what would our best draw be? Not that. That's for sure. Pretty positive about that. Play an Enforcer, swing for 2, Glinthawk, replay refurb, take a card. I mean, we're doing fine. The problem is that we have 4 lands in hand and no more gas, but we do have a Cam, which can tap a blocker. They have a map here, so they're going up to 5 mana. If only you were a criminal. Yeah, it would be really good right now, I will fully admit. I mean, I would have played more vaults, and then I could just take their entire hand here. That's a good draw. It's a little risky, because if I play this and I don't draw anything, then if I draw a land or whatever, then I'm wasting mana that I could use on this Cam. So I kind of think I should just crack the Cam, but I'm going to wait till their turn, because they could play a blocker, and I could tap down that blocker. They still have 5 cards in hand. Brambleworm is the best they got? Okay. I mean, I guess it's got reach and it gains life. That's fair. We'll tap it down, though. Draw 2. We would have drawn nothing off the relic, but we do get a monitor here. So many lands. Alright, there's a Cryogen. Skyfisher's great. Swing for 8. We have blue and black, so I should play this. Pick up the Cryogen. Oh, I already have it. Yeah. Well, we got a seat. I should have tapped slightly differently because I have a monitor in hand, but whatever. Because I think I want to play that over the Cryogen, which is less mana efficient, but I want the damage, because if we find like another Sewer Valence Cam or just removal spell, I can kill the Brambleworm and get in. Unless, of course, they have a bunch of other stuff. Generous Ent off the Colossus, that's tough. Unbelievable amount of land. How she goes sometimes. Yeah, I agree. Not my favorite. We've drawn 11 land and only 8 spells. 11 is more than half that we have. If I get a Cam, I could still tap down both Reachers, which would be pretty good. Let's play Cryogen. We did get it. Ooh, so I can attack for 9, which puts them at 4, but of course they've got a food token, so they can be at 7. I mean, I think we go for it. Although I kind of want to be able to, like, also Cryogen to keep one stunned, but they're going to just play more creatures. I guess I could actually Sewer, tap the Brambleworm, crack Cryogen to keep it tapped. I get to draw a card, which could be good, and I get to play a refurb. They eat the monitor, take 6, but I keep this stunned, and the next turn I can tap the Generous Ent. I think that's actually a little better, because we do get to use the Cryogen for value. We throw away a monitor, but we get to replace it immediately with a slightly worse creature. We also get to keep this tapped without killing it, so they can't gain life off of it. So let's do this. We get a monitor. That's even more damage we get to put on the field again. Okay, so let's throw away a monitor here for 6 damage. I mean, this obviously gets worse if they just play 2 more creatures with reach, or like a Colossus and something, whatever. They block the refurb because it's got an ETB, actually. Or they have like a cast down or something here. Not cast down, but no, okay. Play another refurb. So we actually got to keep our bigger creature, which is cool. Discard a forest, and we get to play a monitor. Alright, I think this was our best play because they go to 9, but next turn we have Not that we knew we were drawing Monitor, but we have 9 or 10 damage on them. No, 12 damage on them in the air. Plus a cam. Well, the cam taps down the Generous Ant, draws us 2. They only have 2 cards left in hand. But what's this? Kill Ship? Yup. I mean, that's good because it kills a thing. Plus, they crew it with the Colossus and it's another flyer. And they just have like a second one. Boulder Branch. Oh my gosh, this deck's so annoying. But it would be fine if we had 4 more spells instead. And they're back to 15. Okay, and of course we cracked our Cryogen. I think it was right, but they just had the right cards. So now we don't have a way to draw cards. Well, we can get a refurb, but it's only 1 card. I could pick up Cam and replay it, actually, to tap these. Attack for 9, they go to 6. And then we still get to crack Cam at their end step. Okay, yeah, because we have 2, we need 7 mana for this, which we have. To tap this again. Okay, so that's not too bad. We maybe can still get there. Pick this up, tap down the Kill Ship, replay it, tap down the Generous Ant. Oh, I could even tap the Boulder Branch by cracking this now to get in with the Mirror, but that's not lethal. 7, 8, 9, 13, so it's too short. If I do that, am I dead? Because they could attack, I could block here. We take 7, yeah, we're dead. If I attack with just these 4, am I dead? Block, block, no. Not quite. We take 18. Oh, plus I have a way to tap a guy. Yeah, okay. It's really close. Depends on what they draw. Although they have a Hunted Fengraf to get back a Boulder Branch Golem at the worst. So that's not great. They're going to go to combat. We're going to tap the Brambleworm, I think, because it's got Trample. Plus, if I get a kill spell, I don't want to have to use it on this, which would gain them life. Cryogen is decent. Compass is medium. They almost attack with a Kill Ship, but yeah, that's a flyer, which seems risky. This is 13. I think we just take it. They crack the Fengraf to get back the Boulder Branch. Yep, that's what they're doing. They have Unfathomable Truths to draw 3, and they can play Boulder Branch to gain another 6. Oh my gosh. They go to 12 with 3 blockers. Even if I get our 3rd cam, doesn't quite. I could like tap 2 of these. They block here. I'm at 11 damage. I'm 1 short. It's Thoughtcast. So I would just need like 3 kill spells. Blue Blast, wish that was anything else. Cryogen Relic. Just more Enforcers. Tap this. Refurb. Play this. How does this deck get beaten? Cleansing Wildfire on their Tron lands? I mean, that would definitely do it, but I mean, just about any control deck or like removal pile could probably deal with this. Not a big deal because they don't care about the life gain, which is one of the best strengths of this deck, and they usually have enough removal and counter spells to deal with all this. Things like Kill Ship, you don't even have to care about if you just counter all the other things or kill all the other things that like enter. Yeah, stuff like that. They discarded a Kill Ship, speaking of. If I attack, block, block, they take 6. That doesn't even matter because they probably have more ways to gain life. Yeah, it's decent. It's pretty good against a lot of the aggro decks and decent against the mid-range decks, which is what we are. But the control and combo probably just kills it. It can also be pretty slow to get going. Yes, yeah, that too. Like, I think it's generally pretty good against the aggro decks, but yeah, like this matchup, they took 4 or 5 turns to get to Tron. They would already be dead against Red Rally or anything like that if they don't get a breath weapon. So that too. And they don't really run much interaction except for a couple breath weapons. So again, so any combo deck that's going to be able to not care about its stuff works. You know, there's a lot of ways. Unfortunately for us, I don't think we're getting there. There's yet another Brambleworm. Candy Trail. How's it going, Nedikissa? Attack with some Boulder Branch Golems. Swing here, swing, block here. You can barely hear me. I'm talking a little quietly. Is this any better? I'm just a bit of a quiet talker. Also, I am probably 1.5 feet, 2 feet from the mic. I did have to turn my volume up a bit. Quite a bit compared to YouTube. Yeah, that's fair. I just really need to get a mic that's like sits right here, you know, because I do shift into kind of a monotone, quiet voice. Perfect land, and I do boost up the volume a fair amount on the YouTube videos, so that's fair. Last several streams have been quiet for me. All right, I will take this advice and look into it. Running sound on my phone and video on my laptop. Well, some people have mentioned it a little bit before, but I don't know if I realized quite how bad it was, so I apologize that the sound is so low. I will look into it. Mobile audio is fantastic. Glad to hear it. These a couple of these guys have got trample. Just makes it particularly difficult. Block here, block here. No, I think we're dead. We're still at 20 life at the end of that. Unfortunate. Now you hear somewhat fine. Glad to hear. Like I said, it'll probably take me... I mean, I only stream about once a week, so it'll probably take me 1 or 2 weeks at least, so maybe only a couple streams. But I will put it on my list to do soon to figure out audio that's a little better for the streaming. Like I said, probably just need a mic that I'm, like, eating, as opposed to is all the way over there across the room. It's not really across the room. It's right here, but, like, you know. All right, this hand is okay. We're on the draw, so... we'll probably lose, but what are you going to do? In the meantime, I guess I just have to watch everything twice. I mean, I'm not going to tell you not to. And block the face cam? Not worth it. Yeah, it's true. No, I just need... I mean, my mic... Look. Is this better? Not that I'm going to hold this the entire time, but if I could find a way to rig this to be right here, this is quite a bit better. Who knew? If you're closer to your audio input, so loud. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I should have warned. Okay. Look, I'm not the best tech guy out there. That's got a lot of negative connotations. I'm not the best tech savvy guy out there. Oh, look at that. I played my Vault of Whispers for no reason. That is indeed louder. Yes. Much better. Oh, Thraben Charm. I could blow this up. Let's just play a monitor. Also, looky here, champ. I watched for the audio, not the gameplay. So fix your pipes. It's a Walter Cronkite level. I'll take my business to a Yu-Gi-Oh streamer. Okay, well, that's just insulting. Maybe ask your friend to hold the mic there or something. Yeah. I'll just get someone who's not doing anything. Probably shouldn't be too hard. Just had to turn it up a bit. Yeah, I understand. But if a lot of people are saying they need to turn it up, and some people are saying they need to turn it up quite a bit, I'd like it a little better for sure. Something to look into. I'd hate you to get a hand cramp. I mean, I'm fine right now. I can't do this for 4 hours. I can do this for a couple of minutes. I could kill this Arbor Elf so they only have 4 mana. I kind of like that. I can still monitor and Enforcer next turn. Assuming I don't lose another land. Unless the cat, I hear they're easy to train. She is right here, I will say. So maybe something to look into. There's Chris. From a guy who used to run sound, microphones are built with different pickup profiles, so even aiming it differently might change the sound dynamics. That's fair. Understandable. Let's see, we're playing Compass here. Cat is busy defending Tarok Nor. It's been renamed. It's Deep Space Nine now. Come on. We get another monitor, Mirror Enforcer, and Swamp. For this, why not just kill the enchantment? Well, it kills just as much mana. It took away 2 mana regardless. And generally, I like killing the Arbor Elf because if they put more enchantments on it, it'll continue taking away mana. But with the Grim Bauble in hand, maybe it would have been a better idea to do that because I could have bobbled the Arbor Elf here. But in general, I generally like killing the Arbor Elf more. Yes, because of the bobble, I probably should have. You're right. Sorry, I was a little distracted by holding this microphone up to my face and discussing audio quality. What's the cat's name? Guldu Cat? No, I would never. Cat's name is Nerys. There's a boarding party. We caused it in the game where the problem... Exactly. If you would all just be okay with me pantomiming and not being able to hear me at all for the entire 4-hour stream, this would not be a problem. I'll probably just trade a monitor for this guy. Oh, perfect timing. I guess I'll just cast down that Chrysalis. Also, because my left hand is being used for this, I don't have any of my shortcuts, so I have to click all this combat damage, end step, over and over and over. Threw a monitor at them, yeah. And I got 2 more right here I could throw at them. Wild Growth. And a Chrysalis. Jewel Thief gets in. So I could attack with a monitor and the Enforcer, and they block here. Then I get to bobble this. I think that's probably fine. At least you don't really need both hands to play Magic Online. You don't really need them, but it is handy for all the shortcuts and things like that. This was a blast, but my thesis advisors just got back to me with another round of edits. That sounds like way more of a blast. Have fun working on those edits. Still no black. We got black from the compass, but you're right. No black lands since we lost that Vault of Whispers. But that's okay. Like a galvanic blast to the face, maybe. Exactly. Swamp. Bauble. Fed my cat, now she's going crazy. That'll teach you to feed her. Shouldn't have done that. Jewel Thief. Double Jewel Thief's a little annoying because now I can't attack with the Enforcer very effectively. Thoughtcast is a pretty good draw, though. Ooh, Surveillance could tap one of these, or I could just Thraben Charm blow one of them up. That's probably better, because then I can have Surveillance for if they get like a boarding party or something. Actually, no, I can Thraben Charm to, or excuse me, I can Surveillance Cam to untap my Enforcer when they attack with the Jewel Thief, and then surprise kill it. That'll be pretty good. I always feed my cats Feline Supplement 25. I mean, that's one of their favorites for sure. Yes, I'd like to untap and declare blockers. We have won. All right. Not only do they have artifact destruction, probably, but also land destruction. So Turnicide is going to be good, as is Envelop. Divest, probably not as necessary. Always forgot about the untap possibility. Yeah, it's probably like, I don't know, 20% as often used, maybe even less, but it's pretty strong when you have the opportunity to use it. Blue Elemental gave some targets. Has some targets. Boarding Party, and maybe like Cast of the Fires if they bring those in, but I don't think that's going to be enough, especially since we already have like Turnicide and Envelops for cast. Well, not Envelop for cast, but I think, plus we already kind of like a lot of the stuff in our deck, so I don't think we're going to bring these in. I like Surveillance. Grim Bauble is good against Arbor Elf, but that's it. Maybe one is still fine. Do you think Spy is a problem, or what else do you want Macabre for? Yeah, I think this deck struggles with Spy a little bit. It doesn't have enough removal to really effectively like shut them down. It only has a couple graveyard hate pieces. Sometimes I've played now Spellbombs and stuff, but yeah, Spy is generally a tough matchup, so I like the Macabres for that. I don't know what else I'm cutting here. Maybe just some Monitors, because I want the value more. I don't know if that's true. But they get blocked by a lot of their Reachers without value. I think we'll do that. I've not seen the Divest Shrivel in sideboard, really. Shrivel has been in the sideboard, well, my stock list of the sideboard for most of the time it's been around, so like 6 months-ish. Divest is something new I'm trying as a way to deal with Masked Vandal and Troublemaker Roof. So yeah. By the way, went to play F&M last week and got a foil Paths of the Dead from Promo Booster. Very nice. Was worth the time. Glad to hear it. That sounds sweet. Triple Mirror Enforcer. I would maybe keep this if we had blue, but we don't. And then if our land gets blown up, we're a million miles away from Enforcers. That seems bad. Was just watching your Heroic Leagues, then saw you were live. I appreciate you hopping over. I mean, I kind of like what we have going on, except that we're at one land. So if that gets blown up, we lose. I could hold them Envelop, but not until I play the Compass, which means if they do it on turn 2, it's gone, and I lose, probably. I think we got to go down for more lands. Yeah, this one's better. Get rid of it for Enforcer, and I think Skyfisher? It's crazy, but like, I guess we only have 1 blue mana, but Cam can like tap down an Arbor Elf, which could be relevant. Yeah, I think we're going to do this. Kind of think Spy is the best deck right now. I think Elves are stronger. Yeah, I think Spy is the best against some matchups, but oh, they have blue. That's interesting. But I don't think it's like the best deck overall. I do think Elves is stronger, and I think there might be a couple other decks that are a little better. Spy is OP though, for sure. Okay. Well, they didn't play anything to cam, so I'm going to Relic, probably just get this Thermokarsted, but at least we're drawing two more stuff. That can be black mana, that's good. Oh, they drew nothing and have no 2-drop. Now we get a turn aside, that's great. So I get to play this, which lets me hold up blue for turn aside. I guess I should just refurb. No, they're going to start discarding the hand size maybe. Refurb would be more pressure, but if they do discard the hand size, it's better this way. Let's just do this and hold up the turn aside. Oh, yeah. They're going to discard. Super good, ramps so fast, has this nice beatdown mode if it doesn't combo on turn 4 to 5. I agree with all of that. I think there are just some decks that beat it, but I agree that is all pretty strong. Swamp. We will... they could keep discarding the hand size, but I do want to get the beatdown going. Make them discard, and we are going to pick up a Relic here. Yeah. And we win the match. Oh, I forgot we won game 1. Perfect. Hoping for an Avenging Hunter ban. It is kind of a busted card. But I'm not expecting that to happen anytime soon. So I personally wouldn't hold your breath. Or I wouldn't hold my breath, I guess. How far did they mulligan? I don't see how this was a keep. Yeah, I think they only mulliganed once, maybe. It was not very good. It could have been one of those hands where it's like, oh, if I draw the land, I have 3 Thermokarsts, and I keep them down, and that's pretty good. But with no ramp, literally nothing they could play, nothing to cycle like Gender Center or anything, I agree. It did not seem like a hand they should have kept, and I think they mulliganed once at the most. So could have found a better hand if they wanted, and they chose not to. Yeah, so I just need like a shelf or something that like pops out and keeps my mic like right here. I have like a rolling, desktop thing for my keyboard, which is where I have it down here, but it's like super low and only comes out to about here. So that's not going to do it. I mean, realistically, I probably just need a mic that has like a stand. It sits off to the side with a counterweight or whatever. So, I mean, I could maybe even rig this mic with a proper stand to like do that. Not that this mic is incredible, it's just the one I have. Thermokarst isn't even the best against a deck that's half bridges. I mean, that's true, but they're playing Ponza, so they have to... their hand could have been a bunch of other stuff. I don't know exactly. All right, last round here. I do like Cam, but it inherently is not the most advantage being picked up with these guys. We're on the play. I wish one of these... I'm almost never upset to see this card, but I just wish one of these was like a Cryogen Relic here, or a Refurb, or anything like that. Feels like I could still probably keep it. It gets so good if we get a Cryogen. More lands aren't bad. We don't have a lot of bad draws, to be honest. I think we'll keep it. Even something like Ultra Monitor or whatever, we can play cams to get our affinity count up. So I think we might be okay. I'm also just terrible against combo decks. I feel you there. I generally think I'm not a very good player against combo decks, but I've gotten better, obviously, the more I play against them, but it's not perfect. Well, we have a third cam to just run out here. Good news is we can... It looks like they might be Rally. No, it's just Madness. If it was Rally, I could tap down like their thing or whatever. Grab the prize. We'll run one of these out for sure. I did pay a blue mana. What are you talking about? I feel like this video is going to be a pain for you to edit audio-wise. I'll just find the spot where I pulled this really close to me, and then I'll have to adjust it there. It'll probably be fine. Blood Fountain's decent. Doesn't quite put me to playing an Enforcer. I could Glint Hawk back the Blood Fountain. I probably need to make something happen, just because they are going to be a fast deck. So, Blood Fountain plus Glint Hawk a land. Just replay it, I guess. Your cat could probably turn for me with Spy. I mean, she has been practicing. She's been getting pretty good, to be honest. Yeah, because I could pick this up for more value, but then it's just harder to get an Enforcer down. I think I just pick this up, replay it. What if you built a miniature windmill and attached the mic to that? I'm not sure windmill would be the thing to do. wouldn't it then go like in and out? Like it would just be like, you know, in a different way, but like constantly I'd be getting louder and quieter because it would be moving around in different ways, which I guess could be entertaining in its own right. Faithless Looting, a Snacker, and a Fiery Temper. Maximum jank. Hey, I mean, maybe some people will appreciate that, I guess. Oh, now it's going to get tough when I want to reach for my water or anything, though. Which is like all the time. I'm always parched. Compass is good. I wish we had that last turn for the Glint Hawk. I can't Compass and then Skyfisher the Compass right away, so I'd probably just play it plus an Enforcer. It's a perfect compromise between the too loud and too quiet groups. Theoretically, I'd like to find a balance between those without having to resort to a windmill. But I understand the the temptation of something like that. If your cat is practicing Spy, what hope is there? I mean, I've been telling her not to. Like, I say, come on, let's play a mid-range deck or something. You know, there are decks with cats in them, and she won't have it. All right, flashback, Faithless Looting for a Fiery Temper and Snacker. Down to 14. Okay, we get a seat, so I can bounce the Compass. I think we're swinging. Why 1-mana Enforcer over a second cam and then the 0-mana Enforcer? Yeah, that was a consideration. I just didn't feel like I needed to run these out for the affinity count because I was already going to be at 7 regardless if we get more Enforcers. And while I don't have 4 mana, cracking the cams is unreasonable. So implausible. So the only reason that the cam is good here is that it can tap or untap a creature, which I figure I might as well have access to more of them, right? So it doesn't like. If I get to a point where I stabilize at 4 mana and crack this first cam and then want to crack a second cam and I haven't put this on the field yet, then I might regret it, but that seemed unlikely. Here I do have a question if I just want to play the Compass again to gain life, to try to stave off dying to a Gutter Snipe or whatever, or I could hold up a cam in case they try to kill the Skyfisher and try to attack in. I think we're probably going to die to a Gutter Snipe regardless if they have that. So I'm just going to hold up the cam in case they like bolt this and try to attack. There's a Flame Breather. No attacks. Flash out a cam for Snacker. So here we have Seat, which could allow me to crack a cam, but I probably should get down the Compass. I think I should keep attacking. Although maybe I should leave something back to hold the line against, like the Flame Breather and the Epicure. They block. I think I should play the Compass here and just flash in the last cam. For the Snacker, we'll take one off the Flame Breather, and that could be relevant, but hoping that we don't die from it. Another Lightning Bolt. We're down to 9. Lava Dart. So that's a 5. Attack with a Flame Breather. It's 4. So we're dead to another Lightning Bolt or a Fire Blast. Faithless Looting. Discard Snacker and a Mountain. They have another Flame Breather, which means Lava Dart deals 3. So I die to any spell they can cast now. But they have no cards in hand. Tap the Snacker. Actually, maybe I should have left this. I think I could have won here. I made a mistake. If I had just let them attack, they think they have me dead. Oh, they have 2 Lava Darts. I'm dead regardless. Doesn't matter. Whatever. I forgot they had 2. But if I was thinking they only had 1, in which case they think they kill me with a Lava Dart, Flame Breather, and Snacker attack, but then I can untap the Mere Enforcer to kill them, kill their Enforcer, untap, crack a cam to tap down their Flame Breather and attack them for 8. They had 2 Lava Darts, so it didn't make a difference, unfortunately. So here we get all 8 of those blue spells. And we were just cutting Mere Enforcers before. Stuff like this. Sure. Let's do that. Alright, this one's got early plays, good mana, life gain. Seems good. Which would you rather play against in an MTGO tournament and you aren't streaming? A strong opponent with a strong deck, Barf with Fairies, or a slow opponent with a B tier deck? In an MTGO tournament and I'm not streaming. So tournament, so things are on the line. A strong opponent, I mean, if I'm understanding correctly, slow opponent, so they're just like taking forever, and they have like a medium deck. It sounds like I have two good win conditions, right? Their deck isn't very good, and then also they could just go to time. Is the only consideration there that it's annoying to play against someone who's really slow? Because if so, if I'm in a high stakes tournament, I'd rather win. So that's yeah. If I'm playing for like, and I don't care about winning necessarily, it's annoying to play against a slow opponent, and it's really fun to play against a good opponent like Barf with fairies. But if I'm trying to win and I'm mostly going, trying to get the prizes, I'd rather probably just get the slow opponent with a worse deck, right? Slow is horribly annoying. Yeah, no, it absolutely is. But if I'm in a tournament where I care more about winning than my time in that situation, because I'm going to be there anyway, then yeah, I'd rather play against that opponent. It's tough here. I kind of want to get creatures going and life gain going, but also like card advantage is good. I kind of think I should play the relic. Yeah, I think we're going to do that. How long are you going to stream? I'm going to be done after this match. Streaming close to 4 hours, which is usually what I do. And I got to make dinner tonight and some other stuff. So, yeah, going to be done whenever this is over. Turn aside. Probably just Skyfisher the Relic and hold up turn aside and Cam then. Not sure they're going to have anything to turn aside this early, but whatever. If someone donated a deck, which would you rather not pilot? Flickertron or Cycle Storm? Which would I rather not pilot, because that's the one that you want to donate a deck to? I think Flickertron probably has more interesting lines. Cycle Storm is just, in my opinion, as someone who doesn't know very well, probably just a lot of cycling and then you storm off or whatever. Whereas Flickertron resembles some things that I do like of control decks, like lots of value and things like that. And it just ends with kind of a combo finish that I'm not a big fan of. So probably that one. So I could turn aside this if I really want. I don't really get much from Cam, and I guess they want it dead. I don't know. We'll use this. So which would I rather not pilot? Probably Cycle Storm, to be honest. If that makes you donate a deck donation for Cycle Storm, you got it. You got me. But that's okay. All right, I'll keep watching then. Playing some Slay the Spire 2, but it can wait. Understood. Yeah. Slay the Spire 2 will be there in 10 minutes when we're done here, probably. So what do we want to do? I kind of want to refurb them while they're tapped out, and then Skyfisher back. No, I kind of want a Relic, because I want to keep my cards up. I think I want a Relic here. I could just Glint Hawk. No, let's go for the refurb while they're tapped out. And then play a Bridge. They have now a Lava Dart, 2 Faithless Looties, and a Snacker in the yard. Our local league was won by an interesting Flickertron deck, mostly foiled too. It was interesting to watch. Nice. What was different about it than the usual? Grab the prize with another Lava Dart. Gets back Snacker. Mountain. They flashback Lava Dart to kill the refurb. Plot a robbery. I mean, we're doing okay here, I think. Skyfisher back the Relic, I guess. I could cast this down. Probably don't need to do that. I like watching Solitaire too. Exactly. It can be a pretty fun game, I will say. I could just Thought Cast. I could Glint Hawk, the Compass, replay that. I could hold up the Surveillance Cam. I could just Relic again. I think we just keep relicking. This seems to be working. Just drawing a lot of cards. Like, they're lowish on cards. Oh, I did forget they had a robbery. They just plotted last turn. Discard an Epicure. Okay. I mean, Epicure's low impact, but it is still a real card that they got rid of there. Grab the prize, a Mountain. Look at all this lost value. Love to see it. Bolt the Skyfisher so they can get in with the Snacker. All right. I guess we'll just Thought Cast to draw 2. We get a turn aside. Glint Hawk. The Relic. Cryogen, and hold up. I think I just play a Vault. We can hold up, turn aside for like a removal spell, and then also a cam for the snacker. I guess I don't care about the removal spell if we just tap down the snacker, so whatever. Sewer Valence this guy. Tap it. Plot a robbery. Pass. Let's play another Cryogen. Maybe I should have just cracked this Cryogen. Ooh. Blue Blast? Nice. Okay, so that way I can crack Sewer Valence Cam to tap the snacker, plus still hold up Blue Blast. So we'll do that. Tap it down. Draw 2 cards. I think we'll let Robbery go. Gets back another snacker. Good for them. Flashback a looting. That's fine as well. Discards another snacker. And was that another robbery? Yep. Plotted. Okay. Monitor's good. Let's play that. Play a Glint Hawk for the Cryogen. Refurb. They're lowish on cards, so that's nice. Discard a Faithless. We're going to hold up, turn aside, and Blue Blast with this Compass. So let's just play Cryogen. And another Blue Blast. Why not? Swing for 2. Pass the turn. Definitely going to Blue Blast this Highway Robbery now. Smash to Smithereens. Well, I'm going to turn this into an island. Then we're going to turn aside. Feels like you're definitely turning the corner now. I agree. I think we're in a pretty good spot. Now they bolt it. I guess actually we'll just try to keep this alive because it's making the snackers not be able to attack. Well, they still attack. I mean, I guess they can flashback a Lava Dart on it. That's fine. They have a Highway Robbery, so let's not throw away a Glint Hawk or anything. Maybe I should have let the Bolt resolve and then just countered the Highway Robbery so the snackers wouldn't come back, but I think we're in a fine spot still. Grab the prize with a Mountain. Alright, let's Thought Cast. Running out of value a little bit. I guess we'll keep one of these tapped. Another Blue Blast is fine. Well, I guess actually if we just swing with the team and keep a snacker tapped, we can probably just kill next turn. Oh, and we even get a Thraben Charm, sure. Like 2 Blue Blasts, Thraben Charm, cast down. Should be able to survive. Then we can kill this snacker, attack for lethal, unless they just kill some of these, which is possible. Flame Breather, I think we'll let that resolve, and I can just kill it after the fact, hoping that they can't just kill us with it in response, but cast down the Flame Breather, untap. Oh, perfect. I'll just play a Sewer Valence Cam to tap this down, as opposed to anything else. Alright, we won that game. 1 game left. Let's hope it goes like that, because that was exceptional. Envelop, cast down, Monitor. It's not great, but I think we'll keep it. I feel like we have too many struggles with like getting our right mana and all this stuff that I can't really throw away a hand like this. We are going to get smoked if we lose this first land, though. How's the deck playing? Seems like it's a little better than the last run. Yeah. Ugh, see, I wish I had Envelop for that. It feels like it's okay. I don't know. There was just a period of time when I was first playing the deck, or not first, but like a month or 2 in, when I had felt like I had cracked the code, and the deck just felt incredible. And now it just feels not that. And I don't know. It still doesn't feel like we've gotten back to that. Envelop, mega bad against Madness. That is super not true. Their most important cards in their deck, I would argue, is Grab the Prize and Highway Robbery, of which we've already seen 3. The fact that I didn't have up on turn 1 was unfortunate. But it's probably going to be pretty good against them. So I could play Cryogen and then Monitor, but I do want to hold up Envelop for probably the Highway Robbery. So we probably just play Monitor to block. Yeah. Grab the prize is a good sign. I agree. That means they could have even more of these effects. But I wish I was getting a grab the prize, which is actually card advantage, but I will take the robbery. Still a 1-for-1. And makes it so there's no snack or anything. Look how mega bad that was. A 1-mana counterspell. Ew. Alright, we get to Cryogen. Yeah, I should have left up white in case I got Glint Hawk, because I could have played my tap land and Glint Hawk, whereas now I have to do Skyfisher, which is about the same. Oh, but then I could have played an untapped land and had Blue Blast up, maybe. No, because I didn't have an untapped blue, so. Ooh, Searing Blaze is not great. That's for sure. Down to 8. We have a Blue Blast. So I want to get down 2 creatures. I think I'm doing Cryogen, Glint Hawk, Refurb, holding up Blue Blast. Which means I need black for this, white for this, play this. Yeah, so we'll start with a Cryogen. Glint Hawk, and just Refurb. Hope there's no Fiery Temper. Gutter Snipe, that's not a bad one to see. They only have 2 cards left. We could stabilize here. They discard a grab the prize to the blood token. You have whole league mana problems with colors. I don't know why. I don't know what you're referring to exactly. Our mana seems to be fine right now, but certainly it sometimes has some issues. Play a Cryogen, Refurb. So I can do the same thing. Glint Hawk, see if we can pick up another Blue Blast. They're going to kill... Oh, they're going to smash that. Yeah, I don't think I want that to happen. Also, it's a Lightning Bolt, so... Having the Blue Blast for something else is pretty important. But I feel like we need to find more counterspells, and the 3 damage is just about as much as anything else, so I think we are going to do this. Then we get to Refurb them. No Worry of Madness now. Discard another Gutter Snipe. We get a Monitor, which is pretty good. Swing for 4. And they're just passing again. Okay. Let's start with a Cryogen. Continue with another Cryogen. Cast down is not super relevant, so I can attack for, what is this? 11 damage. So probably should not do quite that much. Leave back a blocker or 2, and then I'm going to play a Refurb, so that's 2. So swing for 9. Refurb. Now they have the Fiery Temper. Well, they could have cast it anyway, so I'm not sure it makes that big of a difference unless they have something else to cast as well. I'm going to play the Seat so I can Cryogen Relic. And they don't have a Faithful Suiting or anything, so they need to just have 5 damage in hand, or like, you know, draw spell into it. And they don't, so we win the match. Very nice. Another 3-2 for us, which is fine. I mean, if you get 3-2s consistently, that's infinite. Good games. Yeah, they were pretty solid, I think. Still doesn't feel perfect, but I do think the cam helps a lot. The problem is solving for artifact hate, which I think we are getting there. Excuse me. Like, we saw Turn Aside was really good, like, did work. This ended up being a pretty good addition, I will say, but I think previously I tried 3 or 4 Turn Asides by themselves, and I drew a lot of them, and it just felt like they don't always do enough. But I think a couple here did actually do pretty well, alongside Envelops, and Divest were like decently okay. But the other issue is just so many tap lands. I've tried just 4 of each artifact land, like Ancient Den, like untapped ones, and like 3 compasses or whatever, and that still doesn't feel perfect, so I'm not exactly sure what the answer is. I could play a 21st land, but we also saw that even with 20 lands, sometimes we just draw so many lands that's pretty tough. And I feel like Compass kind of fits into our mana base because these are, except for against a burn matchup, primarily only good against burn, or they're good for our mana. So I kind of think of this as our mana base, and it's really hard to expand that beyond 22 cards. So I don't know. I wish I had solved this deck a little bit more. To be honest, I play a lot of other decks, so I'm not always spending a ton of time trying to figure it out. So I probably could spend a little more time on it. But I think we're getting there. Monitor seems good. Cam, I think, seems very good. That's the big thing. And I kind of just like all these creatures. So I think it's just figuring out the exact right mana base. I didn't mean to take that out. Exact right mana base and flex cards and sideboard. But hopefully we'll get there eventually. In any case, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.